Yuri, nothing but a stray my dad picked up off the street. Stop putting on that pathetic act to get his sympathy. The words left my mouth just as I aimed to kick at him, but then my vision flickered. Strings of text, like a live feed, scrolled past my eyes. My precious girl, don't kick him, he'll just get off on it. Kick me instead. This damn pretty boy acts like a saint all day trying to seduce my girl, but she's completely oblivious. Look at that intense stare. He's definitely having X-rated thoughts about her at night. Sloan, I love you. Mommy loves you. I frowned, staring at the strange floating words. What the hell? My foot, however, didn't stop. It connected. Flynn, my so-called brother, didn't even try to resist. He just caught my bare foot in his hand, and I could have sworn he caressed it for a second. I tried to pull back, but he held firm. His voice, barely more than a boy's, was raspy. You'll catch a cold without socks. Miss Sloan, my girl's foot is so pale and perfect, I can't breathe. And just like that, Flynn the freak gets his fix. He's got new material for his dreams tonight. Reading that, I yanked my foot back with all my might. Was this real, or was I developing a split personality? As I stared down, lost in thought, I missed the flash of raw obsession in Flynn's eyes. Our Sloan bullied her brother when they were kids. Now that they're grown, he's going to be the one bullying her. Hurry up and get to the forced love part. I can't wait to see Sloan crying and begging, brother, for mercy. My face flushed. These people were seriously twisted. I shot a venomous glare at the boy in front of me. Get out. The corners of his eyes immediately turned red, and just like that, he obediently backed out of the room. Seeing his bullied expression and remembering the comments, I was suddenly confused. Was he trying to look pitiful for my dad or for me? I got dressed and went downstairs. At the dining table, I saw Dad talking to Flynn about something, a look of deep satisfaction on his face. I rushed over, sat beside my father, and wrapped my arm around his. You said you came back to see me. I pouted. The kind-faced man chuckled and tapped my nose. Of course I came back for my baby girl. I just had to delegate a few things to your brother. I pursed my lips, feeling a persistent gaze fixed on me. I looked up at the person across the table. There it was again, the innocent act, trying to steal my dad from me. Here we go again. Flynn the faker is turning on the charm to bait Sloan. Stop with the innocent act. Flynn, can't you see our girl isn't buying it? You're a damn Yandera, not a saint. Lock her in a dark room already. The comments scrolled by again. I ignored the more unhinged ones. I studied Flynn, thinking, was it possible he wasn't trying to compete for my father's love? Flynn the freak doesn't want her attention. He wants her. That's all he's ever wanted. I cleared my throat, about to speak, when a glass of water was placed in front of me. Sloan, have some water. Fine. Since Dad was here, I grudgingly took it. Unexpectedly, the comments exploded. A single touch from Sloan is enough to send Flynn to heaven. He's totally losing his mind right now, isn't he? Sloan's perfect fingers just touched his. After reading the comments, I glanced at Flynn. His mood did seem to have lifted considerably. If you looked closely, you could see the corners of his mouth were turned up. Damn, were these floating texts actually real? As I ate, I plotted how to test their authenticity. Flynn, Dad said, you'll come with me to the office later. Your college entrance exams are done, so use this time to start learning the business. Of course, Mr. Sanford, Flynn replied, looking perfectly obedient. I'm going too, I declared. My sweet girl wants to learn about running the company, Dad said, his voice filled with excitement. Had his daughter finally seen the light? You promised you came back to spend time with me, so of course I have to follow you, and I might as well learn something, I said sweetly. Excellent, excellent. My Sloan is finally showing some ambition. Dad beamed. Sloan has always been brilliant, Flynn chimed in, placing a peeled egg on my plate. I'm sure her exam scores will be outstanding. My baby girl is naturally the best, Dad boasted. I shot Flynn a glare. He always used Dad's presence to get close to me. Oh, Sloan, oh, Sloan, oh, Sloan. The screen was instantly flooded with that single, teasing phrase. My face felt like it was on fire. These commenters were shameless. I put down the half-eaten egg and threw down my ultimatum. I'm done eating. With that, I stormed out. Behind me, Dad grabbed his briefcase, shouting, sweetheart, as he chased after me. Then another comment floated by. Should I say Flynn doesn't waste food, or he really doesn't waste food? The freak's not at fault. He was just hungry, and Sloan happened to leave half an egg. Can't let it go to waste, right? Then why doesn't he eat what her dad left? You're asking too many questions. I nearly tripped over my own feet. I was a mix of mortified and furious. Sloan, Dad asked cheerfully as we got in the car. How has Flynn been while I was away? I was about to list all his faults, but then the comments started up again. Here it comes, here it comes. The father-in-law is asking about his future son-in-law. Too bad her dad is completely satisfied with Flynn, but alas, the stream filled with synchronized sighs. I was confused. Alas, what? He's been fine. I mumbled, uncomfortably rubbing my nose. Flynn is a good kid. He heard that. He heard. My poor, obsessive boy must be so happy. On cue, I whipped my head around. Sure enough, Flynn was standing less than 3 feet behind me. I had no idea when he'd gotten so close, but if the comments were right, he'd heard me. I raised an eyebrow at him. Flynn looked a little shy, but he met my gaze with those bright, unblinking eyes. Ahem, alright, let's go, Dad said, breaking the strangely charged atmosphere and getting into the car first. I could feel a chill down my spine. Screenshotted. What is this breathtaking eye contact? Fiery, spoiled heiress versus obsessive, manipulative pretty boy. This ship is everything to me. The following days confirmed the reality of the comments. Flynn's whole innocent act really was directed at me, and even though Flynn was a few months older, my teasing often made him seem far more naive than me. Of course, if it weren't for the comments, I might have been completely fooled by his facade. But who could resist a devoted puppy who puts you first in everything? Sloan, Dad's home. I heard his booming voice from downstairs. As I was about to go out, the comments started flying again. Here comes another one, another manipulator. Don't you dare call the female rival a manipulator. That word is reserved exclusively for our dear puppy Flynn. Don't worry, no one with bad intentions can escape our heiress's sharp eyes. A smirk played on my lips. It's always nice to be praised. As for the person they were talking about, I couldn't care less. I stood on the landing looking down at a delicate, pretty girl sitting nervously on the sofa sipping tea. Sloan, let me introduce you. This is a girl I've been sponsoring. She got into the same university as you. Her classes start in a few days, and she wanted to thank our family for our support. I sat on the sofa opposite her, my eyes lowered, waiting for the pastries Flynn was making for me. I had no interest in engaging. As long as she didn't cause trouble, a few days stay was fine. I was just a little exasperated with my dad's habit of picking up strays. Is our girl upset? She probably thinks another one has come to steal her dad. In reality, this one's here to steal her puppy. That comment made me pause. I finally gave the girl a proper look. My dad looked a bit awkward. His interactions with Flynn weren't usually this silent. Hello, sister. My my name is Haley. I frowned. Did she think she was older than me? I'm Sloane, and don't call me sister. Exactly, only our puppy Flynn gets to call our girl sister. I'd rather watch Flynn's pitiful expressions. There's no acting involved there. This new girl needs to take some acting classes. Flynn's been perfecting his manipulative act for over a decade. This amateur can't even compare. An image of Flynn acting cute surfaced in my mind. Looking at the girl before me, I had to agree. Her skills were lacking. Sloane, I heard his voice before I saw him. In the blink of an eye, Flynn was beside me, a plate of pastries in hand. Whoa, puppy Flynn is fast. He'd fly for his wifey. I declare Flynn the fastest man alive. The next comment immediately refuted it. Nonsense. Our Flynn is clearly the most enduring man. My face burned. Were these comments something I was even allowed to see? Sloane, try one. They just came out of the oven. Flynn held a pastry to my lips, his eyes sparkling. I took a bite and gave it high praise. Delicious. Flynn was about to say something when the girl across from us interrupted. His pleasant expression vanished, and a sharp, almost dangerous look shot toward Haley. I looked over too, curious to hear what she had to say. Seeing both of us staring at her, Haley's hand holding the teacup trembled. Is this, sis? She seemed to realize she shouldn't call me that and quickly stopped. In a pitiful voice, she asked, is this Miss Sloane's brother? She then looked at Flynn with a feigned shyness. Ahem, I think you young people have more to talk about. I'll leave you to it. Dad made a quick exit. He trusted Flynn to handle the situation. Sloane, this is a new recipe. Try this one. With Dad gone, Flynn couldn't be bothered with Haley at all, focusing entirely on feeding me. I took a bite of the pastry he offered. I had to admit, Flynn had a real talent for this. When he tried to feed me another, I gently pushed his hand away, ignoring his wounded puppy look. Miss Haley seems to be looking at you. It's not polite to ignore her. The #1 dog trainer in the capital, Sloane Sanford. 2 sentences, and she's got the pretty boy cooking for her. Miss Sloane, please release the tutorial. Only then did Flynn deign to look at the woman who was trying to steal my attention. His face darkened. Hello.